Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Tuesday, October 21st, a little after 6:15, and this is our $1 Billion Club series for YieldMax with the COIN Option Income Strategy Fund, CONY, the MSTR Option Income Strategy Fund, MSTY, the NVDA or Nvidia Option Income Strategy Fund, NVDY, and the TSLY, Tesla Option Income Strategy Fund, TSLY. Reminder, I'm on X at ETF_Inspector1. I'll let you know when videos premiere. I repost announcements. Today was declaration day for Group 1 of the YieldMax ETFs. All of these fall in Group 2, so we'll get their announcement tomorrow morning. And so everything related to the channel and other ETFs as well, not just the ones in these series. So let's take a look at how the market performed starting off. I've adjusted my all my stock tickers here on this finance app. That way it works better for this series. So we had COIN dropping 1.5%. CONY actually outperformed, only going down 0.92%. MSTR was up 1.79. MSTY was not able to completely keep up, but was able to capture a large percentage with a 1.56% increase. Nvidia dropped 0.81%. Again, the YieldMax fund outperformed, only dropping 0.38%. And finally, Tesla was down 1.08%. TSLY outperforming, only dropping 0.71%. So in general, that's going to be the way these go. If the underlying drops, the YieldMax fund will outperform. If the underlying stays flat or goes up a little bit, then the YieldMax should outperform as well. But if the underlying goes up a large percentage, then the selling of the covered calls will end up capping a portion of those gains and not let you capture all of it. So, but it's not specifically all about capturing the upside. It's about income first. All right, so we're going to go through. We're just going to keep it in alphabetical order, starting with CONY. If you watched yesterday's video and there weren't any trades, they got everything corrected around, from what I hear, 10 o'clock last night. So early in the morning, I downloaded yesterday's trades, got them all loaded into here. So yesterday, CONY lost $3.6 million on their options trading. But today, this is all we'll need to talk about for today, and they spent or lost another 1.4, almost 1.5 million. This looks like a portion of it is closing out. Well, that's what it is. It's closing out a portion of the synthetic, the 390, and the options that are associated with those. Most likely a forced closure because of people selling out of the fund. I don't think they are looking to just close out 300 shares or contracts of the synthetic when it's got 19, almost 20,000 in it. So that was not all trading day losses or gains are necessarily what they meant to do. Sometimes it's just what they have to do if somebody sells out of or buys into the fund. So when we switch over to the holdings, we are not seeing a change yet in our synthetics. We may see that, we should see that tomorrow. Obviously, this took place today. But we've got synthetic positions expiring 11/21 and 12/19 at 300 and 390. They're just about offsetting, with the 300 being worth $80 million and the 390 costing about $84 million to close out. That is before today's move, and so coin went down today. That will decrease the value of the first synthetic, and it'll take the other one further into the negative. This was based off a request. Somebody asked if I could drop the share prices down here next to the options sold, so we could have a better idea. I mean, I've already got your percentage in or out of the money, but I think they just wanted to see the numbers lined up. It's still not perfect. I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to get it there. So this is Coinbase. So these numbers are going to be as of the start of the day here. Assets under management, 1.2 billion. Yesterday, 550,000 people, or not people, 550,000 shares were dropped off the outstanding shares, meaning people selling out of the fund. lowering it to 197,325,000. That made the NAV at the start of the day 651. Then they also had a down day, so the share price closed at 644. Tomorrow is declaration day. I won't keep saying that all 4 times because it is the same for all 4. Last payment was goofy because of switching from monthly to weekly, so we are expecting something a little bit more in the what we're used to normal range tomorrow. Okay, so we're just gonna take a look at our options. We don't have any in the money currently. We're close. 340s are the closest, with coin closing at 338.62. They're 0.4% out of the money. And then these are all sold calls, all expiring this Friday, anywhere from 340, as you can see, 345, 347.50, 350, 352.50. 357.50 and 360, going from 0.4% all the way to 6.3% out of the money. And as you can see, these are varying quantities of contracts, with the bulk of it in the middle there at about 4% out of the money, 352.50. Now, I want to add one more thing. I'm not going to do it in the middle of this video, but I'll add a calculation showing the quantity of contracts they could be selling compared to the amount they are, so we know how much of our upside is capped versus running free, or you could also call that the potential that we're making money off of compared to how much we're actually using. All right, so that's it for Coinbase. Reminder, what's that, next week? Well, 9 days away, they'll be declaring their earnings, Coinbase, not CONY. Next, we go to MSTY and their trades. Yesterday, as far as trades, it cost them $7.9 million. Very similar. Again, today, cost them another $7.9 million. Again, looks like we are closing out a portion of the synthetic, and then some more calls to go along with that. So obviously forced. It's not like a full closure of the synthetic by any means. So we did see from yesterday a drop in this. So we are seeing that the 1,500 contract drop out of the 350s. And I'm assuming that's from yesterday, so we might see another 1,500 drop when we download the holdings again, either later tonight or early tomorrow. As far as MSTY is concerned, all 3 synthetic combos, I've got them separated here, 330, 345, and 350. All 3 are in the negative in a bad way. This is the percentage here, 9, 14, and almost 16. And then this is the actual synthetic value, or what it would cost to close it out. Obviously, you'd like that to be positive, but negative 164 million, negative 161 million, and negative 158, almost 59 million. There's $3.4 billion in assets under management. Yesterday, people sold out of the fund to the tune of 2.9 million shares, bringing the outstanding shares down to 285, almost 286 million. NAV at the start of the day, $12.16 per share. They did move up today, so closing at $12.35 or thereabouts. So the only problem with using this chart is Excel tends to take a while for this automatic kind of updating of the share prices. So sometimes things may be off by a couple pennies. As far as our options for the week, we did have our 300s go into the money today, 0.6%. Nothing was completely closed out either. If something was completely closed out, I'll highlight that in orange so we know we don't have to talk about it. So this was just a handful to go along with the closeout of the synthetic. So the 300s are now in the money, and then they've got everything 302.50 all the way down through 320 sold calls expiring Friday, 0.2% all the way to almost 6% out of the money. They did not purchase a large portion of calls, call it the other end of a call spread, very small on MSTR compared to the rest, whereas if you saw on CONY, there were anything that's not highlighted is a purchased call, so it's kind of the other half of the call spread. So they're doing a whole lot more of that on CONY. So that's everything for MSTY. Next, we'll go to NVDY. They did not have any trades yesterday. And again, closing out a portion of their synthetic. So it seems like, I don't know if people are getting cold feet or taking profits or moving money somewhere else. I'm not sure. But closing out some of the synthetic and the sold and purchased calls to go with those actually profited them, in this case, $826,000 today. All right, when we scroll up and take a look, we've got two synthetics, both expiring November 21st at a 165 and 170. Nvidia closing at 181, so both are doing well, 8.8 and 6% in the money, worth 99 and 57 million. There's $1.7 billion. I'm sorry. I hope I haven't been saying million every time. 1.7 billion. This is the $1 billion club, so you guys knew even if I said it wrong. 112,325,000 outstanding shares. NAV at the start of the day 1571. They did go down a little following Nvidia, so share price closing at 1563. We've got our options, calls sold at 185, 187.50, and 190, 2.1, 3.5, and 4.8% out of the money as of the close today. So I hope I was being clear about that. So the information on the values of synthetics are always going to lag a day. The same thing with the treasuries, and actually same thing with the values on the long and short calls, because that all comes from the download. But these percentages in and out of the money, that's a formula that's running off the closing price, so that's always going to be right. Same with the formula up here. So percentages in and out of the money will always be live time. Values will always lag because they need to come out on the holdings download that comes out late at night or early the following morning. Okay, I forgot to mention MSTY, but same thing, earnings next, 9 days away. So next, Thursday, I think. NVDY is out in the middle of, Nvidia is in the middle of November, so not going to be a factor yet. What these will be a factor in for MSTY and MSTY and CONY is the selling of options next week is going to generate a lot more premium because they're going to be selling across earnings date. All right, and last but not least, TSLY brought in $1 million, just over $1 million today. Once again, closing out a synthetic, people selling out of the fund. But it resulted in a $1 million credit. That's going to be because these, let's see, are they doing well? Yes, both synthetics are in the money. Again, both dated for November 21st. These are at 415 and 420, with Tesla closing at 442. They are 5 and 6% in the money, worth $58 and $35 million on the closeout. 1.2, almost $1.3 billion in assets under management. Again, dropped in outstanding shares from yesterday by 1.2 million shares, bringing it down to 151,775,000 outstanding shares. NAV at the start of the day, that is net asset value. That is basically just what all the money divided by all the shares says that one share is worth. So a lot of times stocks don't really trade right at their NAV because you're trying to value things other than money. These funds, it's a pile of money, so it's pretty easy to value, and they're going to trade very close to their NAV. So we did have a little bit of a decrease today as Tesla went down. So if the underlying goes down, it's going to drop the value of your synthetics, which is going to bring down the fund value, but it's also going to lower the cost to close out your options, because right now these are counting as negative money in your calculation. So that's why when it goes down, generally the fund will outperform the underlying, because these will have decayed another day. They will lose extrinsic value, and they're going to lose some intrinsic value by getting further out of the money. All right. Now our calls sold on Tesla for this week run anywhere from 442.50, which is actually in the money by 0.02%. Not a big deal, 10 cents. Even if it ended there, that'll be just fine. And then 447.50 all the way through 457.50, 1.1 to 3.3% out of the money. Lots of long calls to go along with those, so that just means trading mostly call spreads, not just selling the calls. And that's going to either, well, it does both, but just the way you want to look at it, limit the amount you'd have to pay to close out the option spread in the event that Tesla ran up through your short calls, or the other way of looking at it is Tesla runs up through your short calls. Once it gets back to your long calls, you're back to capturing that upside. So look at it either way you want. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Try to get these videos down to 10 to 15 minutes at a time. We're at 16 here, so not too bad. I got a dad joke for you, and then we'll close it out. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Tell your friends, spread it around if you know other people that were into any of these funds, so we can keep track of how our investments are doing. All right, dad joke of the day. Humans are born with 4 kidneys. When they grow up, 2 of them become adult knees. That one took me a second the first time I read it. Like, we're not born with 4 kidneys. 2 of them are other knees. Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Good luck trading tomorrow. Oh, I should have mentioned, I do have the Ulti video coming out, Ulti and LFGY video coming out later on tonight. And I also put out the Group 1 distribution declaration video. Again, I try to keep it real short. 10, that one went a little over 12. But just quickly give you the information, percentages, everything you need to know, not trying to drag it out. So thank you, and catch you in the next video.